Welcome back. Children's Day is a day set aside in Nigeria annually to promote the social well-being of children and raise public awareness on problems they face. The Nigerian Television Authority NTA to Lagos Network Center used its platform to mark the day with a call on stakeholders to promote the education of every Nigerian child. Lim Lineke reports.
All the children in Nigeria are going to be future leaders. I'm thankful that we have parents, that the world decided to celebrate us. It was very important that we're going to lead good examples to everyone.
8-year-old Eden Northegbe expressing herself on the special day for children in Nigeria. Eden and other kids across the country deserve a better future. A theme for the 2022 Children's Day amplifies this.
I just want the government to give us good facilities in school. Like children should be protected from all this harmful. We've been hearing that they've been kidnapping children, raping them, all those sorts.
We should take care of our children, more especially the parents, the teachers, the elderly. We should make sure the children are protected.
To mark the Children's Day, your Reach Out station NTA 2 Lagos Network Center organized a fun fair for children. These colorful march pasts set the tone for the day's event. There were lots of fun for the children drawn from different schools in the state.
Are you ready?
Young saxophonist Ifeoluwa Balogun also thrilled the children and all in attendance with her performance. Wife of the Lagos State Governor, Ibijoke Sanwo-Olu, represented, hammered on the need to protect the rights of the Nigerian child and inculcate in them good moral values.
My message to you is that you must try to attain educational excellence and contribute positively to the society.
Zonal Director, NTA 2 Lagos Network Center, pledged the station's continued commitment to promoting the core mandate of the NTA through television programs that educate and empower the Nigerian child.
You can see that the children are happy. They are learning some things from the people that have come here, and children answered brilliant questions. That means that the education content of our mandate as a television institution is being achieved.
Prizes and gifts were also presented to winners of quiz and march past, while the children enjoyed each other's company.
I'm very, very happy to be in NTA and learning many things.
Children's Day is traditionally celebrated in Nigeria on the 27th of May every year.
Now all hands must be on deck to create a better future for every child. Now call him a computer wizard. You're right. Or better still, you can describe him as an ICT genius. Yes, the story of 17-year-old John Oseni, a secondary school graduate who is now a web developer, is an inspiration for many children. Do stay on the line as Abiola Ario takes us through his exploits.
Year in, year out, young and employable graduates throng the labor market in search of jobs. But meet 17 years old John Oseni, a secondary school leaver who has been offered 2 jobs by foreign companies. John is a web developer who, through dint of determination and passion for computer programming, found opportunities in difficulties.
It all started when some people came to our school to come and tell us more about computer and programming. They call Green Garage. Green Garage also organized a little questionnaire competition for us where me and the girl won because of the passion and everything. They loved me and all. They brought me up. Scholarship also brought me into web development. They told me for 2 weeks.
Young John has worked on about 17 startups, aside the fact that he is currently working to fully start his own company, already registered. He is equally aiming to be a problem solver and see the possibility of a future powered by nature.
I'm the type of guy that is not certified in any programming language. Me and Flower collaborated on a project whereby I helped them to write a smart contract and all. But when I added it to my LinkedIn profile, that was when someone took it off. I don't know, they were watching it speed up to a publication. Also, Kryptonite hired me as the chief blockchain developer, like the lead blockchain developer in the company.
I know John to be a very hardworking person. Like he took what he's doing now. Took it very serious. John has been one of the top 3 students in our class that have been battling with snow. I want to be the first, second, or third. He has been the stuff is not affecting him at all.
John's exploits could be traced to support from his alma mater, Command Day Secondary School, Akure, where the likes of his English teacher, Mrs. Perefaga Loro, and Vice Principal Administration, Mr. Olufemi Jatuola, gave him the support he required.
Actually, we weren't in the know initially, but we just know there are some times that he do skip classes, and on getting to know why, personally I took interest in him, getting to know, we understand that he's into some programming things and stuff.
For him to have excelled, to have come out in flying color in his academics, I can see that John Oseni added character with his academic.
NTA visited the residence of John, where his father, a professor of biochemistry, and the mother, a PhD holder in chemistry, said they will continue to inspire him to achieve his dream.
He started with these rechargeable lamps and the plasma television. That was what first beat my imagination. Come, you didn't learn electronics, how you are able to do this? All these things by divine intervention, because he came out to be better than even people that even try to mentor him.
During their work, I said, this boy, the way you are carrying computer up and down, I will have to seize this computer from you. See, your time is coming, your work is coming. So there was a time we seized the laptop. We don't know that he has gone ahead to borrow another computer from his friend.
Though a young millionaire, this has not stopped John from being focused as he aspires to further his education to PhD level.
See, parents, observe your children so that you can encourage them. A genius like that needs to be supported in every way. Now, some people believe that those living with disability have absolutely nothing to offer. But that's not true. Do you know there's ability in disability? Diana Ajale attended an event tagged Diversity Sunday, different but one in him. She came across some special persons who displayed amazing talents in the field of arts. Over to you, Diana.
Now, science act. Many presidents are known.
Toma doing what she knows how to do best. She was born with cerebral palsy. Her artistic works speak volumes. By demonstrating her skills, Toma is proving to the public that, indeed, there is ability in disability. Just as disability comes in different forms, physically challenged persons at this diversity program showcased their skills in diverse ways.
16, 17 years ago, I was diagnosed with cancer, and at that point, I had never seen or met anyone living with disability. And somehow my life turned around because now I am living with acquired disability.
It's not easy for us. We need more of this.
It's something that needs to be done now. The time is right, and I'm glad that institutions like yours, NTA, and other institutions, media institutions who are piloting the affairs of inclusivity.
Some danced, while others did so lifting renditions, all to the delight of spectators.
Is a day to celebrate the wonderful abilities of our friends who are living with disability.
6-year-old sign language interpreter was among the gifted individuals who displayed her talents through songs. For initiator of the program, creating a platform for special persons to display their great potential and get required assistance will not only put smiles on their faces, but also give them hope.
The gospel is not passive, so we can't simply sit back and say the gospel is an inclusive, but we must do something to promote that inclusive. We must be intentional about catering to the needs of those who have one form of ability that creates those needs.
Advocates and caregivers say inclusion, access to positive information, quality education, conducive environment, infrastructure, and zero discrimination are issues affecting special persons in Nigeria and the world over.
Now, Jamie Nato, former Olympic high jumper who is amazingly overcoming paralysis, keeps emphasizing that your limitation are what you believe them to be. So believe you can be the best, and no matter your disability, shine. Now to politics. The Cross River State APC governorship primary election has come and gone. Some have won and others have lost. But there are several lessons politicians must learn for future purposes. Achibong Basi takes it from here.
18 aspirants expressed their desire to contest for the governorship seat on the APC platform in Cross River State. But in a bid to put the party first and produce a strong front against the opposition party, Governor Yade met with all aspirants to produce a consensus candidate. But two disagreed, though later reports from the party indicated that they conceded to the arrangements. On election day, with all stakeholders ready to affirm the consensus candidate, but to their greatest surprise, the two aspirants refused to withdraw. The question is, what followed after a humiliating defeat?
From my observation, the election is largely peaceful. APC, as a ruling party, both in the state and at the federal level, is actually ready to conduct the election to make it credible.
We have a very peaceful atmosphere for this election.
We want to tell God that God don't bring to us a good person like Prince Basio too, as the governor of this state.
Even though there have been three aspirants that ordinarily would have expected that consensus arrangement would have emerged, but unfortunately, which is unfortunate, we have accepted that all of them have come into the field to test their popularity and integrity.
And follow all that we have done as a process which every other party should emulate in due course.
Okay. Again, mark yet another remarkable day in the life of APC in Cross River State.
What is a take-home lesson then?
Important lessons indeed. Now, peace building efforts deserve a holistic approach from all segments of the society, and it can only be possible through gender mainstreaming and youth participation in the design and implementation strategy for a peaceful Africa. This formed part of the address of the President of the African First Ladies Peace Mission and First Lady of Nigeria, Aisha Buhari's speech at the 15th Ordinary Session of the African Union Head of State Summit in Malabo, Equatorial Guinea. State House correspondent Aliu Kabir reports.
The focus of this extraordinary session on Africa's humanitarian challenges, terrorism, and the emergence pattern of non-constitutional change of government in some parts of Africa could not have come at a better time than now.
This is the President of the Africa First Ladies Peace Mission and the First Lady of Nigeria, Aisha Buhari, addressing African leaders at the opening plenary of the extraordinary session of the African Union currently taking place in Equatorial Guinea. Speaking on behalf of the African First Ladies, the President acknowledged the support and commitment of the AU towards peace-building in Africa, through which their platform is actively complementing all efforts towards addressing various issues, including gender mainstreaming, as well as peace, harmony, and development in Africa. The President of the Africa First Ladies Peace Mission has equally informed the head of state of the mission's achievement since her inception as the President of the mission in November 2021.
We have secured a piece of land in Abuja, Nigeria, and have commenced the construction of a permanent and befitting secretariat for the mission. It will be completed and commissioned in January 2023 by the grace of God.
The President has also intimated the African leaders on the need for support and commitment of their spouses towards enhancing education, health, women empowerment, as well as all efforts to promote conflict resolution within the continent in line with the Achievement Agenda 2063, AU Charter, and the UN Security Council Resolution 1325.
Embark on programs that focus on peace building, education, health, and women empowerment. Collaboration with African parliaments and legislative institutions in support of broader engagements and gender mainstreaming in peace campaign activities and other efforts at conflict resolution.
Apart from the desire for the emergence of peace clubs in secondary schools, the President also reaffirmed the mission's commitment towards the development and inclusion of peace and security studies as part of the curriculum of basic secondary education across the African continent. These, according to the President, are efforts towards promoting peace and development in Africa, urging all stakeholders to come on board.
All stakeholders must indeed come on board. Time for a break. Welcome back. Now to celebrations. It is always a thing of joy for parents to raise their children to become responsible members of the society and contribute positively to nation building. It is further heartwarming when such children in return honor their parents when they are old. One of such is that given to Margaret Mary Ayola Badejo in Lagos. Lynn Leneke tells us more.
Living to see generations from her is worth celebrating. Mama Badejo is now a decade, less than a century, counting her blessings and thanking God for her life, divine protection and provisions in the past 90 years. Flanked by family, friends and well-wishers at the Thanksgiving service, Most Reverend Felix Alaba Job, in his homily, reminded the congregation that life is fulfilling if selflessness is imbibed as exemplified by Mother of All.
We share in our joy today, be blessed with long, fruitful and holy life.
After the sermon, family members, friends and associates joined the celebrants for Thanksgiving. The celebration later shifted to the venue of the reception, where guests were treated to delicacies.
She has kept the sweetness I knew her from the very first day I met her, and I'm happy to still see her at 90 strong.
Mama is someone that is loved by virtually everybody.
Part of the agenda for the day was the cutting of Madam Born on the 25th May 1932 in Kaduna, Madam Badejo is a devoted Christian and God-fearing woman, likened to the virtuous woman in Proverbs 31 verses 10 to 31. She trained as a professional nurse under the colonial masters in Sacred Heart Covenant, Kaduna.
Very, very faithful.
And you would always serve him?
Oh, I have no other God. It's everything to me.
Her children, grandchildren, family friends say they couldn't have asked for a better matriarch who thought of others first before herself.
To see her celebrate her 90th birthday is just a blessing from God.
Mama is more like the encyclopedia. She will tell us the path to go. And when it comes to her spiritual life, she does not joke.
She's one of those people that actually taught us the value of, prayer and, hard work. And
the greatest thing I love about my mama is the wisdom tips she gives us all the time.
Margaret Mary Ayola Badejo has served and is still serving the body of Christ in various capacities and humanity.
Wow, happy birthday and more grace. Now, more than 40 countries have indicated interest to participate in the 15th edition of the International Arts and Craft Exhibition by the National Council for Arts and Culture, NCAC, in Abuja. At a pray-in-neck dinner for diplomats, the Director General NCAC, Olusegun Rushewe, says this year's expo focuses on networking Nigeria's crafts to the world for all to see. Oyin Nayakalo Oka reports.
The Pre-International Arts and Craft Expo VINA started in 2018. It is a platform to engage with members of the diplomatic community in building up the International Arts and Craft Expo. With more than 43 countries, members of the diplomatic community say the expo provides them with opportunity to explore Africa's rich cultural heritage, thereby promoting mutual understanding and cultural relations between Nigeria and other countries.
The success we're recording year after year is the testimony that culture is the fuel that makes our society run.
It's important to cherish and rejoice this wonderful opening of Nigerian arts and crafts to the world.
The love among the world.
Director General, National Council for Arts and Culture, Olusegun Rushewe, said it is hosting the countries in order to strengthen cultural relations and network Nigerian crafts to the world.
43 countries with over 29 ambassadors. What other better platform can you get to showcase the best of Nigeria, to be able to speak to the world? With all these countries present, we have shown to the world that some of the stories they read about Nigeria is not correct story.
The 2022 Expo is expected to kickstart on the 18th of August.
Now, Now, showcasing arts and culture is a good avenue to communicate our unique and diverse values and tradition. Now to weddings. It was a moment of joy as the family of Fatima Babaji of Jindri, Plateau State, gave out their daughter to Tahir, son of the former general manager NTA International, Abdurrahman Ibn Mohammed. Saidatu Mohammed Kafa reports that the former Director General NTA, Yakubu Ibn Mohammed, graced the wedding along with other dignitaries in Jos.
Tahir and Fatima's love story began as mere friends when they met on Twitter. As their friendship grew, so the love they had for each other as they dated for 3 years. To seal their love affairs according to Islamic injunction, a wedding fatia held after the payment of 100,000 naira as dowry. The gathering was also that of the NTA family, as both retired and serving colleagues graced the occasion with words of advice.
It's the beginning of another life. It's the beginning of a new nation. I pray that God Almighty will see them through in this new journey they have started.
I can say confidently that they are going to make a fantastic couple.
They will always be in
A reception also held in their honor. Parents of the couple, as well as family members, handed down these words of advice.
Pray to the Almighty Allah to bless the marriage and to make them realize that as from today, the two of them are one. We continuously pray for them, and we do hope and pray that this marriage is going to be blessed.
Any parent would want to see his son or daughter reach this stage, because this is a manifestation of the goodness of Allah to one's life. So I'm extremely happy. I can only wish them God's guidance, Allah's protection.
I'm so grateful to the Almighty Allah for giving me this day, this time, to witness the wedding of my daughter Fatima Babaji.
All I want to wish them is a happy married life, and I wish them God's blessings.
The lovebirds speak on the uniqueness of each other.
She's a very good person, and then we fit. Just like my perfect match.
His kind nature and his patience. I'm grateful and happy to witness this day.
As a tradition for every bride to be, especially in the northern part of the country, a walima was earlier held where issues about marriage were discussed.
They should abide the culture of patience, endurance.
Marriage is not a one-man job, but all of them must to be come together and put their hands together. They should not bring any third person to their issues.
The family then bids her farewell as she begins a new chapter of life.
Congratulations to the new couple and family. Now you see the sweet and beautiful side of social media. Still on Wedding Bells, the joy that comes with being alive to watch your children grow into adulthood and to the stage of their lives where they are giving out in marriage can both be fulfilling and fascinating. Ogonna Pinke, the last female child of the Anene family, became their last wedded crown after being joined in holy matrimony with her husband Chinonso Mobu in Abuja. Charles Alpha was at the event.
Pinky, as she was fondly called, walking down the aisles as the orchestra and congregation chorus from the hymn. It was the joining in holy matrimony of Ogonna Pinky Anene and her missing but now found rape Chinonso Ikechukwu Mobo before God and congregation of the All Saint Anglican Church by the primates of all Nigeria and Archbishop of Abuja Diocese, Most Reverend Henry Ndukuba. After performing every laid down biblical rite, the couple were declared husband and wife.
If he is the head of the whole, if he is at the heart of every man, he must be a significant person.
With the joining over, the signed dotted lines. And here comes the newest couple. Mother of the bride, Deputy Controller General of Immigration, rallied to elevate the mood before the couple took to the dance floor with their parents. For Mr. and Mrs. Anene, it was a dream realized after 42 inspiring years.
It's a thing of joy for me because I have finished. All my children are out in their own homes now, and it's beginning of better things to come in my family.
But like you said, the way you make your bed is the way you lie on it. We have laid our bed very well and we are sleeping very well. My family, we are happy. I am happy with my husband. I am happy with my children.
Trust in God. In everything done. That the Holy Spirit of God directly.
Family members, friends, and well-wishers offered prayers and shared tips on blissful marriage.
You know, marriage is not something that you do with power. It's not something that you do with your own strength. You need the wisdom of God.
I pray that Almighty God will bless this marriage, be with them.
This is my dream come true. That's all I can say. It wasn't really love at first sight, but eventually the love grew.
He is humble to a fault. He is kind. He is selfless. He is patient. More and some more. I'll be more.
Congratulations to the newlywed, and we wish them a life of bliss and blessings. Time for another break. Newsline continues shortly. Come back. The death of a child has profound effect on parents. It is usually a difficult and painful experience. It's even more traumatic when the child, an innocent child's life, is snuffed out in a demeaning manner and under mysterious circumstances. This is the sad reality of the story you're about to watch. It happened in Mogaji Area Primary School in Lapai local government area of Niger State. Fatima Aliyu is standing by to tell us about it.
This is the rubble of once a boisterous community as Mogaji Area Primary School Lapai, housing students hostel, shops and residents of a 43-year-old Emmanuel Okuba and 27-year-old Mubarak, who allegedly conspired and snuffed life out of 4-year-old Hussein, suspected to have been murdered for ritual purpose on the 21st of May this year. Angry mob reportedly vented their anger on the property of the prime suspect in the tragic incident when they allegedly noticed blood stains in one of his rooms, an edifice which is few meters away from the deceased family house.
On Wednesday morning, after we ate breakfast with him, he stepped out of the house as usual to play in the neighborhood close to the shop. I was expecting to see him at 10 a.m., but he did not return. By 12 noon, I started getting worried because that is the time he usually come back to prepare for Islamic school. At 2, he still wasn't back and his siblings were back from school. So I asked them to go out and look for him. They went on a search without success. By 4 p.m., we raised alarm and everyone joined in this search. and still without success, not until Saturday morning when a body was discovered.
When I was told he was missing, I did not believe because the boy is very wise for his age, until after 4 days that it dawned on me that something bad must have happened to him. His eyes, private parts and other vital organs were removed.
This very place, Okada Park, and dropped that guy who called Mubarak. Then he now crossed this river with leg. With that Gano must go, which he put the corpse. At the third day, as they went to fetch the firewood, they are inside fetching the firewood. That the same Mubarak come back for afternoon to come and check that thing that he dropped. And they are far from him, but they are seeing him. But he didn't know, say, they are watching him. From then, as he go, they now go there and see, before they reach there, they see smelling everywhere. That Saturday, before me and him go, the people of our area, they are now go and check. As they go, they say they lose the sack. They see a woman being inside. From there, before the case raised, they are now go to police station.
As at the time of NTA's visit, the father of the deceased, who is a trader, was said to have traveled to a village market on a business trip. During interrogation at the police headquarters, Mina, Niger State, the 27-year-old Mubarak, who has since confessed to the crime, said he was sent on an errand by the landlord of his house, Emmanuel Okuba, to dispose of a sack at a stream, which unknown to him contained the mutilated body of the missing 4-year-old boy.
And then he say, I give this Mubarak a sack on Wednesday. I shout. I don't see Mubarak on Wednesday. When he know the only contact, I don't even see my pata from my eyes the Wednesday. I come out from my house, come out. Another the place when I go campaign.
I confirm that I actually took the sack at around 6 p.m. and dropped it by the riverside. I was asked whether I knew its content and I said no. I was taken to the place by the police where it was discovered that a dead body was inside. It was Oga Ima that sent me on the errand.
The inner mother of the deceased child and other family members say they have taken solace in Almighty Allah, but are appealing to relevant authorities to bring the perpetrators of this tragic act to justice. Although both Yusuf Mubarak and Emmanuel Okuba have been arrested by the police.
And the long arm of the law is already has already caught up with one of the perpetrators, and I'm sure justice will be served. Now, despite increased actions and global fight against rape and rapists, the trend has continued unabated as a 17-year-old girl, Blessing, in Nasarawa State, became a victim in the hands of a neighbor to whom she had gone to render assistance. Blessing was raped and murdered. Charity Ashiki, who has been following the development, is here to tell us more.
For residents of Andma community in Akun Development Area of Nasarawa State, 14th of April 2022 will not be forgotten in a hurry. This day, 17-year-old Blessing Bulus Agu never saw it coming. Neither will she envisage that she would become a victim at a place considered familiar and safe. On request, she had gone to render help to one Bako Ajen, a neighbor as usual, before she was drugged with an unidentified substance and raped. Though, given the sensitive nature of the incidents, members of the community who spoke on ground of anonymity said when it became obvious that danger was looming, it had to be reported to the Akwanga Police Area Command. The victim was subsequently taken to a private health facility in Akwanga, where the police is said to have extracted statement from her before her eventual demise. Blessing's mother, still visibly in shock, was traced to another village where she managed to narrate the incidents which led to the death of her daughter 4 days after.
Friday, Ancha Mata Posindi Are Pinata.
daughter said he forced himself on her and gave her something to drink and had carnal knowledge of her. When he finished, he threatened to kill her if she tells anyone.
The police commissioner, Additional Shoyemi, assured the public that the suspect alongside others will be arraigned in court upon conclusion of investigation.
No peace for rapists, and we will continue to stand against them. Welcome back. Striving towards a better livelihood cuts across every strata of the society, with men venturing into diverse activities just for a better life. Tayo Osho tells us the story of a young woman from Ekiti State who fell victim of human trafficking, having been lured with the prospect of improving her family's fortune.
Meet Bolade, not real name. She is 40 years old, a petty trader and mother of 4. Bolade's ordeal began when the alleged trafficker, a lady, proposed to take either of them to Libya for a better life. She showed us pictures of a beautiful shop where she will work as a shopkeeper with the promise of a good pay. But what Bolade went through was horrendous. She said 80 of them were trafficked from Kano through the desert to Libya. She alleged that one of them died while many were raped.
I worked like a slave, cleaning fronts from morning till well in the night. Feeding was poor and unhealthy, and no remuneration at all. I came back empty-handed.
Bolade says she labored hard in Libya for 5 months before help came through the National Agency for the Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons, NAPTIP.
Anytime you see somebody approaching you that, oh, there is a job outside Nigeria, that will be earning a very huge amount of money. Now, even though you don't even have money, they have to facilitate the traveling, and at the end of the day, you are going to repay them. Brothers and sisters, it's a very big lie. Those things, is not even in a free town, and there is no free meal.
Parents should also have more time for their children. They should know the kind of friends their children keep. They should know the places they go to. They should know the kind of movie or whatever thing, internet and all that. From there, I think it can reduce.
Though Bolade says she's happy to return to her husband and 4 children, she regrets having spent over 400,000 naira on a voyage that led to mental torture and near loss of life.
Please, we have to be careful. Don't let anybody deceive you with fake stories about how to make money in the other parts of the world, and you end up in slavery. Be careful. Now, this is where we'll end Newsline today. Thank you for being a part of it, and remember that the fastest and easiest way to becoming a star is to connect with the NTA to stand against rape and rapists. Thank you once again. I am Jennifer Igwe. Next week is a date.